Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today what I have for you is episode 2 of my Football Manager 23 beta save with Tottenham Hotspur. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 400 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts on today's episode as well down in the comment section down below. A lot has happened since the first episode. Thank you so much as well for the support on the first episode, but a lot has happened. I've got a little bit of a list here. We'll go through it individually. I'll show you the signings that we've made, the departures that have gone. We'll also have our first 2 competitive league matches as well in today's episode, so make sure you drop a like on it, subscribe as well if you haven't already, and let's get into it. The first place where we will start with is how our pre-season friendlies went. We had a nice little 4-0 win away at Peterborough United. Then we had a 2-0 win away at Reading. A 5-2 win away at Oxford followed that before a 3-2 defeat away to Norwich. We also had a 4-0 win at home to a full-strength Real Madrid side. A 3-1 win at home to Everton. A 5-0 win away at Getafe. And then we ended it with a 2-1 win against Atletico Pamplona. Another thing that happened was we brought in a load more staff. That didn't really make sense. We brought in, a load more staff. We had a couple spaces in the coach department. We had loads of scouts available. We can still see now we've got a couple recruitment analysis available. We brought in a technical director and a loan manager as well. I think that's everything, but we are still looking to improve because, as you can see here, in terms of judging potential, only 6th in the Premier League. And in terms of judging ability, only 5th in the Premier League. Analysing data, only 5th. In terms of our physiotherapy as well, we're 8th there. In terms of our sports science, we're in 3rd, to be fair there. We are 2nd as well in tactical, but our coaching isn't the greatest, so there's still areas where we can look to improve in terms of the staff members. But a lot of you want to know about the transfer history, starting with the players who went out. Now, you probably won't be able to see a lot of these because of my webcam, but Jamie Bowden joined Sheffield United for £110,000. Iago Santiago joined El Gido for £95,000, rising to £120,000. Lucas Moura said he was exploring his options at the end of his contract, so he has joined Inter Milan for a fee of about £10 million as well, so really good bit of business for us there. We also had Harvey White join Millwall on loan for the season. We had Pepe Sarr join Cardiff on loan for the campaign. We also have Maxim Patscosi. He obviously signed that new contract, but then he failed to get a work permit. I've got written down here that his work permit was rejected, so he's gone out on loan to Portsmouth for the season. I don't really understand how that works. He doesn't have a work permit to play for Spurs, but he can play for Portsmouth. Doesn't really make sense to me. Max Robson joined West Brom for £91,000. Good player, but never really going to make it into the first team. And then Brooklyn Lions Foster joined Plymouth Argyle on loan. Our only signing since the last episode was Pedro Goncalves. We've brought him in for £28.5 million, rising to £35.5 million. It only actually took £13.5 million out of our transfer budget. We brought him in to play in that attacking central midfielder role, whether we play a Mazzala or we play a central midfielder on attack. That is the role that he has been brought in to play. 5-year contract, £120,000 per week as a star player. Very, very good player. 24 years of age. You can also play cam, you can play left wing, you can play right wing, you can even do a job as a striker if we need him to. Very happy with that signing. Now we're going to get into the first game of today's episode. We'll have 2 matches for you in today's episode. We'll have Newcastle at home. We'll also have Wolves away. I know just after that we've got the Man City game, so maybe we put 3 games in the first episode. Why not? Yeah, let's do 3 games in today's episode. Do a little bit of a longer one. In future, we'll have 2 matches per month and then anything else that comes in between that, including the Champions League and all that sort of stuff. But why not? We'll do 3 games for today's episode. So make sure you like the video if you haven't already. And let's get into this first game then against Newcastle. This is one of the new things that have come up in Football Manager 23. I do think the game is very similar to Football Manager 22, but this is one of the new things here. The expectation from the board and the supporters is both to win this match. The board are anticipating being being spoiled by some exciting attacking football. They also are counting on possession-based football being the chosen strategy. In terms of the fans, they're also anticipating being spoiled by some exciting attacking football, also counting on possession-based football being the chosen strategy. They're looking forward to witnessing plenty of entertaining football and hoping to see Pedro Goncalves make his debut. If he's fit, he certainly will. Still haven't had any real decent offer for Davinson Sanchez. Doherty, still plays I'm looking to get out the door. I'll really at this point take any money for them because because they're not going to play. It's pretty pointless them being here. Already, though, Pat Scotsey is off the mark as well. Dane Scarlett has got a player of the match performance for Portsmouth, which is great to see. Troy Parrott scored his first Preston goal, and Joe Rondon was player of the match for Rennes. So, very good week for our loan players. Here we have it then, confirmation. Matt Doherty will be leaving the club. I actually did forget about this, but he will be joining Spartak Moscow for a fee of about £6 million. We are going to be having to pay £16,750 a week of his wages, but it gets him off the wage bill. He's 30. We get £6 million for a 30-year-old who's our third choice right back. It just makes sense to get him gone. Get a little bit more money into the transfer budget. We'll also get another coach into the building as well. All round, a very successful hour also there. The squad planner was not actually something that we looked at in the last episode, but we created a couple recruitment focuses. We created one for right back, one for left back, and I think one for a central midfielder. But in terms of our goalkeepers, happy with the options that we've got there. In terms of our right backs, I would actually say that Jed Spence is now our second choice right back. I'm actually going to give Emerson a go at the moment. If it doesn't go well for Emerson, then Jed Spence is an option, but I don't really want to be playing a 2-star current ability, championship standard player at right back if I don't have to. In terms of the centre backs, Eric Dyer is actually my first choice centre back at the moment, but he's also partnered with Romero. Lots of options in there. Tanganga is probably going to be fourth choice. In terms of the left back position, Ben Davies is the first choice, but we could maybe give Ryan Sessegnon a chance. Very similar in terms of the rating. Obviously, Sessegnon much younger, 7 years younger, with a much more potential. In terms of DMs, my actual starting DM, I think, is actually going to be Højbjerg, with probably Skip being second, then Basuma, then Bentancur, because I see Basuma and Bentancur being more central midfielders, which is why Basuma is top of there. Then Bentancur, then it'll be Skip, then Højbjerg, then Pedro Goncalves. In terms of the attacking midfielder, though, probably will be Pedro Goncalves. If I change that around, does that change it on this side? It doesn't. That's beautiful to see. So, lovely stuff. In terms of the attacking right wingers, obviously Kulusevski is the main right winger for us. Whilst he's only on loan, it doesn't really matter all too much. Richarlison can be an option. Brian Gill can be an option. Goncalves is probably more of an option than Jed Spence. In terms of the left wing, it will be Son, then Perisic, then probably Brian Gill, then Sessegnon, then Richarlison, then Pedro Goncalves, and striker probably will be Kane, then Richarlison, then Heung-min Son. Lovely stuff. Let's get into the first game now. We will actually get into it. Here we have it then. Our first lineup for the first competitive match of this save has been confirmed. We line up in a 4-3-3 formation. We've got Hugo Lloris in goal, a back four of Royal, Dyer, Romero and Davies, Højbjerg as the holding midfielder, Basuma as the box-to-box midfielder, and then Goncalves as the more attacking midfielder, Kulusevski on the right, Heung-min Son on the left, and Harry Kane through the middle. Richarlison suspended for this game. I believe it was because he threw a flare when he was at Everton or something like that back into the stand, so he's suspended for this match, which is a little bit of a shame, but let's get into kickoff. Obviously, Newcastle have a lot of money to spend. It doesn't look like they've been too busy in the transfer market, but potentially a 5 at the back here, or maybe they're playing Botman as a holding midfielder. Got some quality players like Isaac St-Maximin, who we are going to have to look out today, because defence isn't our strongest point at the moment, but this is still a match we should be winning. You're at home. I would be expecting a win here. If you want to be challenging for the top 4 this season, which is what I personally want to achieve, I do want to achieve a top 4 finish, then we simply have to be beating teams like Newcastle. With all due respect, maybe if it was away I'd take a point, but I've got a question here from Mikey McRoberts, who says, you're about to make your managerial debut. Can you sum up your feelings on an occasion like this? It's a special day. I can't wait to get started in this wonderful job. As much as it might be a cliche, is the first goal all important? Well, I mean, it's always important to score goals, isn't it? How important is a good performance from you today? Ooh, what can we say for this one? I hope for a performance in every match like everybody else. Lovely stuff. Here we go. Then we will line up in our formation. I will try and get some phase packs, badge packs, kit packs, all that sort of stuff installed, but with it just being the beta, at the moment, I don't want to install things in case there's bugs with them rather than the actual Football Manager, because I'd much rather wait until the full game comes out before I start installing all kit packs and all that sort of stuff. But we are the last kickoff for match week 1. Crystal Palace beat Southampton 4-0 on the opening day. Certainly an interesting one, but we are now underway. Come on, you Spurs! Harry Kane picks the ball up here, looks for that switch out wide to Heung-min Son. Last episode, there was no problem with lag or anything like that with the 3D, so I'm sticking with it in this episode and hoping that we get a very similar outcome. Basuma picks the ball up, finds Højbjerg, looks for that ball over top here to Kulusevski, who strikes. Great save from Loris Karius. Davies picks it up now, he shoots, but that one is well over the bar. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0, but a bright start from us here. Free kick here, which I believe Eric Dyer will take. It is Eric Dyer to take. hopefully he'll look to play short rather than a long ball. He plays it short into Bissouma. He looks for that long ball into Kulusevski. A bit of space here. Can he get a ball into the box? He cuts back. Finds Emerson Royale. Into Bissouma. Back to Kulusevski. Back to Pedro Goncalves. And the first competitive goal is scored by my brand new signing. 20 minutes on the clock. It's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Newcastle United 0. I know some people might be questioning why you're playing such a talented player in central midfield, but them deep runs, he's just picked up so much space there in the penalty area. He's got the finish of a beautiful striker, and it's 20 minutes on the clock. It's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Newcastle United 0, a more than deserved lead. Look at the stats. We're absolutely dominating them in every single stat. The perfect start there. Corner ball here, which Heung-min Son will take. It comes into Romero, can't get on the end of it. Comes out to Højbjerg. He goes back into Heung-min Son. He is tackled there though by Fraser, and now Newcastle have a chance to counter. Heung-min Son with some great defensive work. Barges Fraser out of the way like he's not even there. Romero picks the ball up now. He goes into Ben Davies looking for that ball into Goncalves, but Trippier slices it clear. Emerson Royale finds that ball into Kulusevski. Question marks of offside. Ball into the box. Harry Kane heads home. Is this goal going to stand though? I'm not sure if Kulusevski was onside or not. It looks like the goal is being given for now. Are VAR going to be ruling this one out? I still don't know. No, they're not. The goal has been given. Half an hour on the clock. I mean, I know the ball's already been played there. Maybe he was just onside. I would personally be calling for an offside there. Great bowling from Kulusevski. Harry Kane, he's up and running for the season. 29 minutes on the clock. It's Tottenham Hotspur 2, Newcastle United 0. Approaching half-time now. We've already had nearly 20 shots in the first half. Hopefully the fans are entertained by the football. That's what we're looking to bring. Entertaining football back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Can we get a third goal maybe before half-time? Kulusevski flicks it on here to Harry Kane. He holds the ball up and gives it back to Emerson Royale. He plays a great ball into the channel here for Harry Kane. He's brought down. Referee says penalty kick. I'm not so sure about that one. I would say he's won the ball before the man there, but obviously will go to VAR. Dan Burn is pleading his innocence. What is VAR going to review this as? No penalty given. It didn't look like a penalty. Classic Harry Kane there. But just before half-time, there's an opportunity there. We've had literally nearly 20 shots. It's been a fantastic first half performance. Kulusevski picks the ball up there near the touchline. He cuts back and finds Emerson Royale. He goes into Bissouma, who finds Højbjerg, looking for that ball into Son, brings it down, ball out wide to Emerson Royale, loads of time here, goes back into Højbjerg, good ball back again into Emerson Royale. Can he get a ball into the box? He does. He finds Kulusevski off the post, and eventually Newcastle will clear. It's a big opportunity for us there. Unfortunately, we haven't taken it. We win the ball back again, though. It's literally just attack after attack, wave after wave of Tottenham Hotspur pressure, and it is going to go half-time. Tottenham Hotspur 2, Newcastle United 0. A fantastic first half performance. We do have 4 bookings, but the boys are doing brilliantly. Let's get straight back out there into the second half and hope for more of the same. Dan Burn gets his pocket picked. Harry Kane into Kulusevski. Is this the chance to seal it? It was. It's not been taken, and that one goes over the bar. I think it's about time now we make our substitutions with about 25 minutes left on the clock. We're going to get Emerson Royale off here, give Jed Spence an opportunity at right back. I would also like to get Sessegnon on for Ben Davies. If we can, I would also like to put Bissouma as the defensive midfielder and then get Bentancur on as well in central midfield. If we're going to play him in central midfield, maybe play him as a supportive central midfielder. We might as well get Harry Kane off. He's not really, not Harry Kane, sorry, Heung-min Son. He's not really done too much, so we will get Ivan Perisic on, and then we might as well get Brian Gill on as well for Kulusevski. 5 changes there. Very happy with them changes, bringing on lots of quality as well. So hopefully the boys can see the game out. With 25 minutes left on the clock, we are still cruising at 2-0. Corner ball here, which Brian Gill will take. Ball comes into the box. Perisic with the header just over the bar. I've actually just found out that Brian Gill's left-footed. I always thought he was right-footed, but that's great knowledge to know. Approaching added time then in today's game. Not a fat lot's really happened in the second half, but we had nearly 40 shots, accumulated over 4 XG. A fantastic start. Certainly a performance that sets out a statement to the rest of the league. How delighted are you with that triumph? I can't wipe the smile off my face. I love it when a plan comes together. You also collected a number of cards today. Are you concerned by the lack of control displayed by your team? They show commitment and willingness to fight for the shirt. I won't apologise for that, 100%. Nice to get off to a winning start, Sam. It was a great match. Everything went according to plan. Newcastle is not an easy game. I know we're at home and we would expect to win, but Newcastle at home is not exactly an easy game to start with. It's a fantastic way to start out our campaign. Goncalves scores in English football debut. I thought, oh, it's actually his comeback, not his English football. He was actually previously with Wolves. I never knew that, to be honest with you. I mean, I guess it makes sense with him being Portuguese, but was that when they were in the Championship? It was. He never played a game for Wolves, but certainly interesting, that, isn't it? We do still have a transfer budget of nearly £43 million to spend. We've also got about £200,000 a week to spend on wages. I don't really know where I need to improve, apart from fullback, maybe another goalkeeper, and we look to move Hugo Lloris on. I'm thinking maybe a left back and we move Ben Davies on, but I can't really think of a left back who'll fit into this team. I want someone about 3-star current ability, but we've not really had a good offer come in from our scouts of players who might fit that way. But they're about 3-star current ability, at least 3.5-star potential, and we haven't really found somebody who's that sort of caliber who's in our budget, which might be hard to find. Maybe I'm asking for a little bit too much. We have received a loan to buy offer here from Lazio for Davinson Sanchez. They're offering a 14.75 million with a decent amount of bonuses in there as well, probably around about 5 million. They're happy to pay enough of these wages, I would say, with a nice little plain monthly fee and unused monthly fee as well. I think I'm just going to accept that, get him off the wage bill, and if it means he goes, we can maybe bring in another centre-half as well, which is something I certainly am looking at the moment. Hint, hint. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for the second game of today's episode. Away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. The only change in the whole match day squad. Richarlison comes back into the squad. Ryan Sessegnon drops out of the squad. Same starting 11, so it's Lloris in goal. A back four of Royale, Dyer, Romero and Davies. Højbjerg as the holding midfielder with Bissouma ahead of him. And Goncalves, a little bit further ahead of him. Kulusevski out on the right. Heung-min Son out on the left. And Harry Kane through the middle once again. Hopefully we can make it back-to-back wins. It would be nice to start off with 2 wins before we travel to Man City. I'm not too sure if it's actually at home or away, but the players seem to be very motivated by what I have to say in my pre-match team talks and all that sort of stuff. There's only Eric Dyer who's not at least slightly inspired. How we look to build on impressive performance last time out against Newcastle. Good form breeds positive confidence and gathers momentum. We want to keep things going. Saturday's match sees you go up against Wolves. Newly appointed manager Ange Postecoglou. Probably butchered that, but ahead of the match, how do you feel about your chances going up against an extremely experienced competitor? With respect to him, I think that he might regret taking that job. We'll get a little bit of mind games and all that sort of stuff. What's the mood in the dressing room at the moment? The mood in the dressing room is very good. My managerial support is good and the team cohesion is good. We're in a great place. Let's get into the match. Hopefully we can make it back-to-back wins and hopefully we can pick up another vital 3 points. That's surely like a foul throw, in my opinion, from Ben Davies, but he plays a 1-2 with Goncalves. Højbjerg back into Ben Davies. Can he get a ball into the box now? Finds it back to Højbjerg, who finds Goncalves, turns, shoots, off both posts. It's been given. I'm convinced that didn't go over the line. The referee has given it. Goal line technology has said goal. Didn't look like a goal to me. If they now don't give the goal, that'd be ludicrous. I was going to say, you can't stop the game and then disallow the goal. Pedro Goncalves already has 2 for the season. He's looking like a very, very good signing. Again, picking up a spot in the box where you just think, how has he got so much space in the penalty area? Actually, on that replay, it certainly does hit the back of the net off that post, and then clearly he's over the line there. And with 20 minutes on the clock, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Again, another brilliant goal, early goal. We've dominated this match so far, and again, we thoroughly deserve to be ahead. What is that, referee? He surely has to go for that one. We don't need VAR for that. A straight red card is brandished. Wolves are down to 10 men. It goes from bad to worse for the Wolves, and a ball comes into the box there, which Eric Dyer heads over the bar. Davies puts a ball into the box, looking for Son. It's cut out by Neves. Davies has loads more time here. Ball comes into the box again. It's deep. Kulusevski is underneath it, and Dejan Kulusevski opens up his account for the season. He celebrates in front of the Wolves fans, and with 25 minutes on the clock, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. It's 2 goals in about 5 minutes. But we're just finding so much space out wide. We were doing that before they've gone down to 10 men. Now they've gone down to 10. We are seriously cooking. Kulusevski with the header. It's an unlikely source for the assist as well in Ben Davies. But with 25 minutes on the clock, we have doubled our lead. And we've got another corner ball here, which Son will take deep towards the back post. Cleared away by Kilman, only as far as Basuma. Into the penalty area he goes. Cuts back, ball into the box. Comes to Goncalves, heads it down. Son with a strike. That's 3-0. Goncalves with the assist. Son's opened up his account for the season now. If we carry on playing like this for the rest of the game, this could get messy. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Heung-min Son with his first of the season. And it's just very, very good play from us. Calm in the box, but a great finish from Son. Right into the corner, into the side netting. And it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3. We are top of the league. Granted, a lot of teams still have games to play, but as it stands, we are top of the league. And there we have it. That's half-time. 3-0. Brilliant first half. I have nothing to complain about whatsoever. Fantastic performance. Let's get straight underway with the second. Romero picks the ball up here. Finds Højbjerg. He plays the ball into Kulusevski, who nods down for Harry Kane. And he's got in on the act as well now. Harry Kane has his second goal of the season. Another assist for Kulusevski. That surely wraps up all 3 points. And I'm fairly confident we might be able to rest once again some of our better players ahead of that game against Manchester City. It's going to be a very tough game. I think once this highlight is finished, we will look to make some substitutions. Kulusevski with a great flick, and Harry Kane does what Harry Kane does. It does actually look quite strange seeing him in the number 9 shirt for Tottenham, when we're so used to seeing him with 10 for Tottenham and 9 for England. But let's now make our substitutions. We want to get Basuma off because he's tired. Get Bentancur on. Might as well get Kane off, give Richarlison his debut. We'll get Bryan Gill on as well for Heung-min Son. Play him as a left winger just to get to the byline. We don't actually have a natural left back who can play. This is why we probably need Sessegnon on the bench. Perisic can actually play left back, can't he? So we'll stick Perisic on at left back. Probably best to put him as an inverted wing back as well. We've got one substitute remaining. We'll get Skip on for Højbjerg, maybe. Gives Oliver Skip, I don't even know how long's left, about half an hour, something like that. They're the subs that we have made for today's game. I mean, the win surely is already secured, though. Literally nothing has happened since I last spoke to you there after we made the substitutions. It ends 4-0. Another brilliant performance. Granted, we didn't have as much XG in this game, but another game where we've got 25 shots. What's that, about 60 shots, 70 shots, something like that in our first 2 games. Very, very impressive. Scored... Is that 4 goals? What were the score last game? It's 2-0, wasn't it? So we've scored 6 goals in 2 matches, and now we face Manchester City. This will be a real test here. We'll just go with a positive response to all of them. I'm not really too interested in the media and all that sort of stuff, but we're currently top of the league. It's a fantastic start to the season. But Liverpool beat Chelsea 6-0. Or maybe it's not that impressive then. I did offer out a lot of our youngsters for loan and all that sort of stuff. So if any of them deals do officially get confirmed, I'll show you that. But I'm not going to show you any negotiations and all that sort of stuff. You probably won't see them in the save. But just for the sake of their own development, they are going to be going out on loan for whichever deal we can agree the best of. You know when I mentioned earlier about how we need to get Davinson Sanchez out so we can get a centre-back in? Roger Ibarra is 23-year-old Brazilian. He's currently 6'2", 3-star current ability with 3.5-star potential. We've actually had a deal agreed with him. I think it's 28 million, which is going to rise to 30 million. I'm pretty sure it's like 15 million up front with like 10 million in installments. It might be 12.5 million up front with another 12.5 million or maybe 14 million in installments, and then 2 million if he plays 50 games. It's something along those lines. We are going to start our negotiations though to try and get him tied down to an actual contract. We do want to challenge for that, but we don't want to make it mandatory. He's happy to just be a star player. It does mean we will have to drop maybe an Eric Dyer, maybe we have to drop a Romero in there as well. Let's now try and agree a contract with him. We want to get rid of all this sort of stuff. 5-year deal is more than fine by me. If you want, we can try and get that down to maybe 95,000. Nope, he wants to put that back up to 130,000. What about 100,000? Again, he clearly wants quite a lot of money before he comes here. We also want to have the option to extend his contract. And he's able to accept that. I thought he might go to Orange there, but he's happy to accept that. 5-year deal, option in our favour for a further year as well. 110 grand a week, £5,000 signing on fee. I think this could be a very, very good piece of business. It does mean we need to definitely get Sanchez out the door and maybe look to move another centre-half or potentially get Tanganga out on loan. I'm not really too sure, but Roger Ibanez could be our next signing. We've got another 2 offers here for Davinson Sanchez. Again, very similar to the other offer that we got. I believe it was from Lazio. We're going to accept the one here from AC Milan. We do have another offer here from Lazio, which we will also accept. They're very similar. They're going to get you similar sort of amount of money. I'm not really too bothered about that. I just need Sanchez out the door, especially if we want to bring, is it Ibanez, something like that. If we want to bring him through the door, we definitely need to get Sanchez out and preferably get Tanganga out on loan as well. Great to see Kulusevski and Hugo Lloris both make it into the team of the week as well. Very impressed with both of their performances, especially Kulusevski. We've got another scout in through the door. Again, we've had to pay some compensation, but it's not my money at the end of the day, so I'm not really too bothered about that. And we will also have some confirmation here that Jamie Donnelly is going to be going out on loan to my team, Bradford City. The last position we probably need at the moment is a striker with the form Andy Cook's on in real life, but Jamie Donnelly, he'll be going to League 2 side Bradford City for the season. Hopefully he can fire them to promotion and it's a win-win for everybody. Confirmation here that Thomas Bloxham will be joining Barnet on a season-long loan. He's going to be going there as a star player. Again, hoping he can go there, develop, do well with Barnet and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully then we build him on, send him higher up in the leagues and all that sort of stuff. We've received a loan offer here for Ryan Sessegnon, a player I'm not necessarily wanting to get out the door, to be honest with you. I think he's a very good left-back and will eventually become better than Ben Davies, so I do want to play. They're not exactly paying significant amount of wages for him. I mean, they're paying £100 a month for him, but when he's on £110,000 every 2 weeks, I don't really think that's working. I'm going to reject it. I know he's going to get annoyed by that, but I feel like it's the best thing that we probably can do in this situation. And we also have confirmation here, Roger Ibanez has been granted a work permit, so he will be joining the club. 14.75 million will be deducted from the £43 million transfer budget. You can see the money here. So it's 14.75 million up front, then the rest of that in in installments. We've also some, I think, what is it? We can see here £2 million after 50 league games as well. 5-year contract, £110,000 a week. He will come in and be a partner to either Dyer or Romero. Probably a partner to Dyer, which means Romero drops to the bench. Certainly interesting. It's a big call for me to do that. But welcome to the club, Roger Ibanez. He is officially a Tottenham Hotspur player. And another scout's joined the club as well. Lovely stuff. 3-star current ability with 3.5-star potential. Happy to have such a good player signed. Has the potential to be a key player for this club. We'll send him on an intensive language course. We will also get him registered with the squad if I can find him. Right, here you go. Roger Ibanez, welcome to the club. We shall give him a squad number as well. Again, if I can find him. Roger Ibanez can have number 16 for the first season. I don't think it matters all too much, but he's going to be one of our main centre-backs for the season. We've given him a star player role for a reason, so I'm more than happy to have him in that position. And we've got a couple of loan offers here for Jefferson and Tanganga, both offering a star player. One of them is in Poland and one of them is in Bundesliga too. We'll accept them both. They don't want to pay any of his wages, but we just need to get him out on loan and play him matches once again. Him being injured though is not ideal. Thankfully it's only a week's injury. Confirmation here that Billy Heaps will be joining Woking on a season-long loan. Again, he goes there as a star player. I think Woking are in the National League, I want to say, so a good test for him. Recently signed that new contract with the football club. They are in the van around the National League, so a lot of them seem to be probably going to be coming up against each other in once the league obviously gets underway and all that sort of stuff. But there you have it. Confirmation, Billy Heaps joins Woking on a season-long loan. The expectations for this upcoming match then, this is certainly interesting. The board expects us to lose this match. The fans are hoping for a draw. They're hoping to see Ibanez make his debut. Now, little bit of knowledge here. We haven't conceded a goal yet, so I think it would be very, very stupid to change the defence. But also, we're playing against Erling Haaland. When we inevitably concede 6, that's when we can put him into the side, and then we've got a good excuse. Because if we drop either Dyer or Romero, and then we concede 6 with Ibanez in there, they're going to start asking questions. Whereas if we do it the game after, when inevitably we do concede 6 to Haaland because the guy's an absolute robot, it's not the end of the world then, is it? And we've also got a loan approach here for Alfie Devine from Fleetwood Town, which we will obviously be accepting. Once again then, we are unchanged. The only change in the whole matchday squad is Ibanez comes into the bench. Tanganga still out with an injury that he picked up, so he does not make the matchday squad. We line up then with Hugo Lloris in goal, a back four of Royale, Dyer, Romero and Davies. Højbjerg as the holding midfielder, Basuma ahead of him, and then Goncalves just slightly ahead of him. Kulusevski out on the right, Heung-min Son out on the left, and Harry Kane through the middle. Obviously, a couple of seasons ago, he did have that saga with Manchester City. He didn't end up going to Manchester City in the season after they've signed Erling Haaland. He does start this game along with De Bruyne. They're playing Nathan Ake at left back. Cancelo plays much better at left back than right back in my opinion, but he's football manager at the end of the day. They've got a very, very strong side. This could certainly be I think it will be our toughest test yet, even with Real Madrid that we played in pre-season. I think this certainly is probably going to be the hardest game that we face all season. We're at the Etihad. We'll send the assistant to the press conference because we don't want to be saying anything about Pep Guardiola in this game, apart from the fact I'm absolutely massive compared to him. him on the touchline. But we are underway. Free kick here for Tottenham. Davies clips the ball down the line. Easy for John Stones to deal with. Ederson punts it long, looking for Erling Haaland. Romero gets underneath it nicely. Bernardo Silva picks up the pieces. Gundogan plays it through to Haaland. We all know what happens here. Hugo Lloris obviously saved it because he's such a good goalkeeper and he keeps it at 0-0. It's certainly not been a great start from us here, but you're very rarely going to go to the Etihad and control the game. Bernardo Silva with the ball into the box, headed away by Romero. So good at defending those set pieces. Silva in tight space here. I think that's a shot. Great block though from Emerson Royal. Ruben Diaz plays that ball over the top here, looking for Kevin De Bruyne. You cannot give this man so much time. Lloris with a good save, but he's saved it straight into the hand of Erling Haaland. It's a goal which has been coming. It's certainly deserved. We've struggled to get the ball out of our own half, to be honest with you. And 43 minutes on the clock. Man City take the lead. It's really, really poor. I think that's from Dyer, who originally gets burned for pace by De Bruyne. Awful save from Lloris. We might as well just let that go. I think it might have even been going wide, but you cannot allow Erling Haaland a tap-in 4 yards out. He's always going to score them. The stats, certainly not in our favour. We have been absolutely battered, and I don't think there's any shame in that. We've now fouled Haaland, and Man City have a penalty. Here we go then, it will be Erling Haaland. He has the opportunity to double Manchester City's lead here from the penalty spot. Lloris denied him once, He's not going to deny him on this occasion. That's the second time now I've seen Lloris face a penalty, and he just seems to just fall over, not really try and save the penalty, to be honest with you. Really, really poor goalkeeping. And I have been looking at a goalkeeper, to be honest with you. So if Lloris doesn't start improving himself, especially from penalties, we could maybe look to get him out the door. Half-time, Man City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Just ignore the stats. It's been an awful first half. A slight tweak of the system at half-time. We've pushed Højbjerg a little bit further on, which means we've pushed Goncalves slightly on as well. We need to go for it a little bit more. We're 2-0 down at the break. Again, I would be more than happy with a point away at the Etihad, but it's very rare you're going to get anything from the Etihad. I mean, we've registered one shot in 45 minutes. It's been total domination from Pep Guardiola's side. We're nowhere near good enough to be challenging from the title. We knew that for the start of the season, though. The aim for this season was just to at least try and get into the top 4 and maybe get to a final, maybe of a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup, something like that. Gundogan with a great ball over the top here, looking for Erling Haaland, who beats Romero for strength. His shot goes wide there, but Haaland is absolutely bullying our defence right now. We cannot get a foot into him at all. An hour on the clock. Son takes this corner. It's deep. Easy catch though for Ederson. Just so easy. Grealish picks the ball up, slots it through into Erling Haaland, who has a little bit of time. This time he hits the post, and now we're gone. It's just been really poor so far. I mean, I didn't expect anything, but just a little bit of fight. We don't really look like we're fighting at the moment. We're going to get Richarlison on, play Harry Kane as a deep lying forward, get Richarlison as the pressing forward to be running in behind. We might as well change some of the defenders. We'll get Ibanez on for Eric Dyer for his debut. We'll get Jed Spence on as well at right back. I mean, Davies is shattered as well, but we've got no one who actually can play left back. We'll chuck Perisic on at left back, try and get him to play as more of like an inverted wing back. And we'll also get Jed Spence to play more as a complete wing-back. We've got one more substitute as well. Might as well just get Bentancur on for Højbjerg and go a little bit more attacking. We'll stick him as a supportive central midfielder, but with half an hour still to play, I can't see us getting anything out of this game. We'll even stick it on attacking as well, but I don't really think it's going to make too much of a difference. Cancelo picks the ball up here. He goes into Phil Foden. A little bit of space. Can he get a ball into the box? He does. He finds Haaland. I think Ibanez has just got a touch in there. Yeah, Ibanez tackles Haaland. We managed to maintain possession. Lloris goes long, looking for that ball into Richarlison. He can't find him. De Bruyne, he can't find Bernardo, though. Good interception from Perisic. Walker picks the ball up, though. Can he get a ball into the box? He does. He's dealt with, though, by Romero. Plays a 1-2 with Son. Ball into this channel, looking for Harry Kane. Holds the ball up well. Good ball over the top here, looking for Richarlison. Up against Ruben Diaz. Can he finish? The shot's blocked by Cancelo. I thought he just dribbled that out of play there. I think Richarlison's got to do a little bit better with that, but the pass from Harry Kane was slightly overhit. Corner ball here. Heung-min Son will take. It's a good ball into the box, deep towards the back post. Ruben Diaz clears. Approaching added time, then it's not been the result that we were looking for. It's really not been the performance that we were looking for, to be honest. But Man City are just so good. We didn't really stand much chance. And have they now got a penalty? They haven't. We've managed to defend it well on that occasion. But the majority of our defending in this game, it's been okay, but it's just them 2 moments of quality for Man City are the difference between the 2 sides at the moment. We don't quite have that, especially in the defence. We're just a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish, and stuff like that. That's where Man City would be keeping the ball, a nice simple pass, but we just aimlessly hoof it forward. Haaland picks the ball up now, running into the channel. Good tackle from Romero, but Haaland keeps the ball. Ball comes into the box. De Bruyne has a tap in. You cannot allow Kevin De Bruyne the freedom of the penalty area on the edge of the box. That is just so poor. It's Man City 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Certainly a day to forget. It's a great ball in from Erling Haaland and a great finish from De Bruyne, but we've just got to be doing so much better there. 3-0. While I'd like to say that it flatters Manchester City, it doesn't at the end of the day. It really doesn't. Full time, 3-0. We started out the season very well, but a defeat against Manchester City, it's certainly not ideal. Hopefully you have all enjoyed watching today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes. As I said at the start of today's video, that would be absolutely class. We've gone through all the new signings and all that sort of stuff. We might come back to this, but the next time that I see you, we will be obviously going back to 2 games per episode now. This was just a little bit of a bonus for the first episode with competitive matches in. We'll probably come back at the end of September. We'll play a couple games. We might come back for these 2 against Fulham and Everton. We'll play Leeds, Liverpool, West Ham and Bournemouth off camera. Then the next episode will feature Fulham and Everton. Then after that, probably a bit Arsenal and Southampton. If anything really important happens in between then I'll let you know. But like I said, make sure you drop a like on today's video if you haven't already. Subscribe as well. We are now on the road to 400 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day and I shall see you all very soon for another one. Peace.